It says scheduled.
We are live right now. Here we go. Live right now. Me and Greg had some technical issues. Actually, it was me. My fault. I had some problems on my end. But we are live right now. And first, we want to thank my brother George. Obviously, had his anniversary. Greg, you were the first one to kind of kick that off.
George, congratulations again. I just brought that up. Me and Joe just did a whole show and nobody saw it because there was a lot. Yeah, I just was saying that George did a great. George, for you guys that don't know, George started out a year ago. I was his guest for the first show. Who knew that it was going to grow into this? You know, George now is hanging out with friggin' Dana White, Ring, Teddy Atlas, going to dinners with all the boxes, all these people,
Yeah, so George is doing really well, and he helped kick us off and then brought in one. So we got a lot of big things happening. George is kind of getting us there. I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat. That guy 6, Independent Drama, Anthony, John Mancini, my brother,
John Mancini.
Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Hope you're feeling well with your bicep. I also want to quickly thank Ace Sunglasses. And like I said, John Mancini actually told me they won the Bronze 2024 Stevie Winner Award, International Business. So congratulate Ace.
What's funny? Joe and I are just repeating. We just did a whole show live and realized it wasn't up yet. We're repeating this, and then I said the Stevie Wonder Award because Stevie Wonder wore sunglasses. But I'm wearing my Ace sunglasses. Lee Priest turned me on.
Hello, Jax. Jax, my brother's son is there. Jax, hello.
Oh, Jackson, yeah.
Greg, I wanted to touch something, and we've talked about it already. Obviously, there was, Armand. He did a great job winning the, whatever his class, whatever he did, coming back and everything. And I know there was a little bit of controversy on the show Tuesday, and I know Mark Lobliner, who I don't know, but he seems like a really cool dude. I talked to him briefly. Seems like a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
And the way I look at it is that, Mark made his opinion on Armand, and, Dave didn't like it, and Dave defended his friend. And that's how I see it, and maybe,
Dave, listen, I'm friends with both of those guys. I'm close with Dave, but I'm just saying, they're both great guys. Dave's a great guy, obviously, both are good family men. I hope this just gets ironed out, but I am not getting in the middle of that. So, you know what I mean? I like Mark Lobliner. I told Dave that on the show. Cool, dude. I love Dave too. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, Miss Bell, how you doing?
Miss Bell. How you doing? I was saying to you, Joe, before this is like repeat. We already talked, but I was saying I give kudos to Larry because Larry and I talked offline.
Yeah.
Okay, offline after that show, and Larry was concerned, and he had great concerns and stuff, and I just Larry tells it like it is. And I was saying now, Bob Bonam was like that. Bob Bonam used to tell me when I had the fucking hematoma in the arm, and my arm was like a big balloon. We would be at a diner sometimes, and that's why when I drained the hematoma on a TLC, everyone thinks it's synthol oil, but whatever. I don't even care about that shit anymore. But it was oil. It was oil. It was blood. Dead blood, hematoma. And as I'm draining it, I was on the phone with Bob because Bob used to say to me, we'd be sitting there and he'd go, drain that fucking hematoma. That's disgusting. He goes, I'm sitting there eating, because we'd be eating breakfast in a diner and shit. And he'd be like, get rid of that thing. That looks terrible. You drain it. So I called him up on the phone and I was draining it while I was talking to him and filming myself doing it. And But anyway, he would tell you if you didn't look good for a show or whatever, he'd tell you, bro, you look like shit. You're never going to win.
Bodybuilding is a strange sport because I was telling you, baseball and football, there's a definite winner. If the Yankees win 5-3 is winner. In bodybuilding, it's somebody's perspective and judging you how they think you look, making a decision about you. Because Larry and Dave are both respected bodybuilder. They both have a lot of knowledge, but both of them judged Armand totally different on the show Tuesday. And I get Larry was looking out for his friend and everything, but I don't understand that, how that bodybuilding, it's someone's opinion of you.
You don't win by merit. It's not like who did the most work wins. It has nothing to do with that. It's a matter of opinion. Again, the definition of bodybuilding is a guy who builds his body to the ultimate, puts on the most amount of muscle with the least amount of body fat. So in that case, somebody like like Marcus Rule should go down as a greater bodybuilder than Frank Zane because he built his body to. I mean, you couldn't put much more muscle on that body, and he wasn't fat; he was ripped and everything. But Frank Zane's the beauty of Frank Zane, he wasn't big; he was small. I've not just met him; I've seen him in the gym a gazillion times. He looked like a freaking gymnast in there. You know what I mean? But in history of bodybuilding, Frank Zane will go down as one of the greatest, and Marcus Rule will go down as a good bodybuilder. So I'm just saying, it doesn't fit the description. They go by what's a genetic. If you have wide hips and maybe narrow shoulders, no matter what you do, you can be the most ripped, shredded. Put on a super amount of muscle, you're not going to win because it's a genetic thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a structure that goes by. So I don't know. It's a matter of opinion.
Rehabilitative behavior.
I always say it's like looking at Michelangelo versus like Pablo Picasso. You look at Michelangelo and the beauty of his paintings, they look like they're real, even his statues and all that shit. Then you look at Pablo Picasso, that stupid famous picture with a rowboat on a beach, on the shore of a beach. That thing's worth fucking, $500 million. It looks like something a kid made in high school. But to an artist, it's all in the eye of the beholder, and that's the way bodybuilding is. We've all been to bodybuilding shows where we've seen guys win, where we thought there's no way he should win. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Miss Bell said, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. That's true.
And they all stink. Yes, Miss Bell. Miss Bell's correct. Opinions like assholes and they all stink.
Welcome to Momo, Friday Momos. What's up? Greg, Larry wasn't talking about Armand having problems with bodybuilding drugs. He was talking about recreation drugs.
Dude, I know. Listen to me. You guys are funny. You don't think I know everything? Come on, guys. We talk privately. That's not for me to bring up. Okay, I'm not talking about any of that shit. I know exactly what Larry was talking about. I know exactly what Dave was talking about. I know the whole story, but I'm not. That's not for me. It's not. You know what I mean? Those guys are closer to Armand. They've been around him while whatever's going on. That's not for me to say. So I'm going to sit here. You guys want me to get involved in that? I can't win with any of these arguments.
Don't get involved. Let them figure it out.
There were two guys in the show. So if you play second, that's placing last. Or you can say, yo, I play second. You can't. I'm not getting involved in any of that shit.
No, don't. Easy
get involved. You know what I mean? I
said, yo.
I know guys want to prod me. It's just like I'm friends with Mark Loban. I told Dave that on the show. When do you talk to Mark Loban? I told him I do talk to Mark. I'm friends with him. I like Mark Loban. I respect Mark. I love Dave. Dave's my boy. I'm not getting in the middle of those two. They want, they will both. They're both big boys, and they both will handle it on their own. And I respect them both and love them. That has no, that has no. You know what I like about Mark Lublin? He's married to a woman who is a real wife and a mother. It's not like he's not married to some Miss Olympia competitor where he's, like the whole household is all about bodybuilding. You know what I mean? I can tell you right now, I once dated a chick that was into bodybuilding. And she sat there and she's like, oh, my God, you're not going to eat that fucking cheeseburger with the bun. And then you're getting French fries, too. And I'm like, holy fuck. Are you? I mean, like, do I have to feel guilty about, like, my metabolism can handle that. This is way before, when I was younger and way before, I had.
Bravo's here. Johnny Bravo's here. He said it's hard for him to get.
And here's my boy, Johnny Bravo. Poor John. I got to say something. Hold on. I got to say something. Poor John Bravo. I feel bad for John Bravo. You know why? Because my fucking girlfriend texted him at like fucking 2 a.m, sending belly dancing fucking videos to Johnny. John, I got nothing to do with that. My girlfriend's all that belly dancing, happy. And she's like, that's hypho-webbing. I'm okay. My girlfriend's saying that right over here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Get in between that.
Poor John. Poor John Bravo, because he's got to deal with my girlfriend sending stupid shit to him. John, I love you and respect you.
He said he loves her.
Hey, I know, but you're nuts. You're over there at 2 a.m. texting that poor guy. He's probably trying to fall asleep or whatever, and you're
laughing.
Yeah. He knows. He even told Lucia yesterday, go to bed or whatever. You should be psyched. I know he likes them. I know. Anyway.
So, Greg, with that being said, would you ever consider coming back out of retirement for one last run.
No way. No way. Did you hear what Larry said the other day? I give Larry. Larry said, "Fuck bodybuilding. It's not worth killing yourself, bro. I'm not gonna fucking go take all the drugs I need to take. Even just I don't take recreational drugs, but just the steroids and shit. Let me tell you something. I'm a hyper responder. The minute I start taking anything, I'll start putting on size and weight, and then I'm fucking 64. I don't want to remember Rich Piano, whatever it takes. Well, now for nothing. You knew that you had fucking issues. He knew he had issues with the ticker, and you still do all that shit. Then you wind up fucking. I don't want to be the biggest guy in a fucking box. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, dude. I don't see bodybuilding in the same light I used to. I watch Pumping Iron. I still get an erection. I watch these guys today. They look so fake and they're so juiced and so much shit. Then you get people say, "Well, you're a hypocrite. Look what the fuck you did." Shut up. I know. But I didn't try to get on stage like that shit. I was done. I was just a juice head out of my mind. Plus, I was a drug dealer. I had it like that. I could take whatever I wanted. But
CF said, "Greg, when can we see Lucia's belly dancing videos?"
There is. Lucia does have belly dancing. If I put it on here, you guys would fucking really flip. I know. She's like, "It's not happening."
Yep. Windward said, "Hey, Greg, give Lucia a kiss from me. Haha, all with respect."
I will. I'll give her I'll slip her the tongue.
Yeah. C said, F bodybuilding. It's a death cult. It does. People dying left and right.
Now, listen, there comes a point in time where you're older and you got to know when to say when. Did you guys ever think about, let's talk about the greatest bodybuilders that ever lived, from Arnold to Lee Haney to Ronnie to Dorian Yates. All those guys retired. I mean, Arnold basically wasn't even 30, I think, when he retired. Right around 30, 31, 30. Same thing with Lee Haney. Lee Haney and I are the same age. He retired. He was like 31, 32. Yates was like, I think, in his later 30s or whatever it was when he retired. You got to know when to, you can't come back and start competing, like when you start in your 40s and 50s, you're starting to put a pressure on your body. You know what I mean? That you don't need. It's not good. Let me tell you something. The heart is not going to take all that weight.
Johnny Bravo said, "Guys, Lee just filmed his take on this. He is the voice of reason." I got to hear what Lee's got to say, because I'm sure he's got something to say. Lee's
the voice of reason. He definitely is. And I know Lee so well. I know what he's going to say. And I agree with Lee. Just that I'm not throwing my 2 cents in here with any of that and getting involved, because
you're the bad guy, Greg.
I lose. I never win. Even if I give my personal thing, I never win. Okay. I just know that if you have somebody and they got issues in their life and maybe they're on drugs or other shit, and you're not telling them, "Hey, listen, step aside. Don't do this," because you're putting more. Listen, you guys, let me tell you something. If you have a drug problem, right, and you start taking steroids on top of it, and a lot of it, you're putting so much fucking pressure on your fucking. If you think steroids alone, when you're on stage, you're at your most unhealthiest. You're basically like a guy who was stuck on a raft in the middle of the ocean and hadn't eaten and shit. You're sitting there and you're fucking. That's why guys do most muscular, and then when they're done, and do double bicep and this and that, and push down in their abs, and they stop and they put your hands on their hips and they look at each other and they're all breathing heavy because they're not in shape at that moment. They're out of shape. They're fucking got their foot in a coffin. Okay, you got to dehydrate yourself. You're eating fucking bullshit foods. You know what I mean? They have no fucking, the nutritional value to just eating fucking just, no carbs and this and that. And then on top of that, your fucking whole endocrine system's thrown off by taking so much drugs. And then you got a human heart that's not supposed to beat to keep that kind of amount of muscle on. You're just asking for trouble. Yep. You're just asking for it. And if you have a drug issues going on, you're doubling the jeopardy.
Yep.
So
Miss Bell said there isn't an older bodybuilder that weighs 300 pounds. Thank you, Miss Bell, for the.
Yes. Listen, Miss Bell, thank you. And to say this, I've even asked Joe this. I always ask guys this. I'm 64 fucking years old. Okay, and in my lifetime, all the human beings that have passed by my eyeballs, I have never seen a man that's in his 80s or anything like that, or much, or even in his late 70s, that's shredded, big, jacked. I've seen guys in their 70s and 80s that are muscular and with low body fat, okay, but they're not jacked. That's a different story because you cannot, the human heart cannot hold that kind of mass. It just can't. It just can't.
Nope. Hi, Natalia. Natalia's in there. Hello, Natalia.
Hey, Natalia, how you doing?
Good. John Mancino said, don't forget about being dehydrated when you're on stage.
That's what I just said. You're dehydrated. If just being dehydrated alone, that's what killed Momo Benaziza, you know? And it wasn't because he was a Momo. It was because, you know, you can't take all those diuretics. You're already on, if you're on other drugs, especially if you're on recreational drugs, man, you're looking to fucking, you are putting your body, you are just, it's like somebody beating you with a baseball bat. Most of those bodybuilders can't function. And if you've been around any of them, which I have obviously, okay, it's different from the era I competed in. You know, I was in the early 80s and stuff, and it was nothing, you know, and plus I wasn't on drugs when I competed. But, you know, today, these guys, I mean, Arnold didn't do that. Remember the movie Arnold with Pumping Iron? You guys saw it in the morning of the Olympia? He's eating a fried egg. He's standing there shaking like this. He had toast with his coffee.
Yes.
The day at Olympia, he's got a fried egg. He goes, look, Louis, I'm shaking. You remember he's got the fried egg on his hand? And he's eating toast with coffee.
Yep.
You know, today that's not going to fly, you know?
No. C said, can we just admit our friend Armand did look awful on stage? See, I'm not going to go there. That's between Dave.
I don't want to say, look, I don't want to say, you know, Larry, I think put it perfectly. You know, what are you doing it for? You're going to, you know, for what? You know? I'm not going to put Armand down. I like Armand. I do.
Yeah, I like, and I'm glad he did it though.
That's not, you can't, if, you know, I mean, I hope he's not upset, you know, or anything. You can't blame everybody else. You know what I mean? If, you know, if they're throwing their opinion, a lot of people say this because they care. Larry said it because he cared. I talked to Larry after the show. We talked for a while, him and I. And I'm telling you, Larry is an amazing guy. Okay. He was just so dead on with everything he said. And he cares about, you know, he cares about Armand. He didn't want to see you. He just doesn't, you know, you got other big dude. You got bigger fish to fry. I'm just telling you that. You got bigger fish to fry.
Natalia, you know said, what are your thoughts on Ozempic?
You mean Ozempic?
Yeah. What do you think?
I just feel it's a fool's gold. It gives fat fucks a chance to like eat what the fuck they want and lose 20 pounds because they're taking Ozempic. Just how about fucking watching what you eat and work on it? Because if you lose the weight with Ozempic, okay, I understand if you're morbidly obese and you have, I mean, that could help stimulate you getting going and everything. Yes, but if you can't, you know, to just use Ozempic instead of fucking eating better and all that shit, I don't know. I just think it's not a good thing. Mr. G's in the house.
He said, subjective sport. Dave looks like Armand, so he's a fan of the body type. It's like the Spanish girls, and someone likes blondes. Well,
no, but George, what Larry was upset about is there's other factors.
Yeah.
And instead of saying he was upset because he's like, you know, there's other factors. Worry about the other factors before you worry about getting on. That's why Larry said, fuck bodybuilding. And I was like, holy shit, good for you, Larry. You know, because you got to care about the guy first. Not like, oh, I got another guy, winning a show, you know. Yep. And in the land of the blind, the man with one eye rules. You know, if you're in a show and there's two people in a show and you win, you beat one other person. You know, so if you play second, the worst you could say is, hey, dude, I play second, but we were also last. So
Ms.
what
Bell,
I'm saying
thank you again. She said,
Ms. Bell, thank you.
Kills your appetite.
Ozempic is, but you know what, Ms. Bell? Ozempic does something with like insulin sensitivity. The thing is, it's just not good. You don't need that. How about fucking? It's almost like people that, you know. Everybody wants the shortcut. What's all these, like, you got all these scammers on YouTube. How about I can give you a 5-minute workout where you can have abs and a build like this in just 5 minutes. Bullshit. Nobody's going to get built and change their whole physique with 5 minutes of working out or just sitting on a chair and, you know, lifting your legs up or pushing against a wall or something. It's not going to happen. It's all bullshit, you know. Yeah. How about putting in the work? You know, the reason why I still look the way I do. I'm not on fucking steroids. The reason why I still look the way I do is because I trained 23 years natural, and and I had good genetics. But still, you have to have you got to look. It's just like the Earth, right? New York City, life after people. If New York City used to have a stream going right down the middle of the trees, if you took people out of it, a stream will come back and the trees will come back. If you were once a fat fuck or real skinny or you didn't have muscle and you stopped training, you kind of go back to close to what you were. You know what I mean? Especially if you just eat like, how many pro bodybuilders we see that look like, holy shit.
Yep.
He used to be so built and now he's got nothing, like nothing to show for it, like zero.
Brian, thank you, Brian. Greg, what's your advice on managing stress and how does it impact muscle growth? A lot going on in my life right now so far. Dodging the bad life throws at you. Miss seeing you guys.
Listen, Brian, I can help you with it if you need help, okay? But listen to me. Stress is a killer, bro. Stress is the key to everything. People get. I have a niece that has stress, from ulcers from watching her mother die and shit. She didn't just watch her mother die. There's a lot more involved than that. But I'm just telling you that stress is a killer, and you got to learn to not. It depends on what your stress is. What's the source of your stress? Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's a job related thing, come on, you got to try to fucking put square pegs in square holes. You can't bang your head against the wall over things that you cannot control. It's the same thing with a relationship. There's some people holding on when there's nothing there. You can't force somebody to love you. You can't say, no, you're going to be with me. It's just like, I was talking to a girl the other day. And she was talking about her. She's actually with somebody, right? And she was saying that her mate, asked her, well, what if I cheat on you? How would you feel about that? And she's like, I'll beat the fuck out of the girl you cheat with. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you beat the fuck? That person has no allegiance to you. It's the person who you're with. And you know what? What are you going to do? Beat the fuck out of them, then go to jail, and now they get to be with that other person. Okay, so you're doing them a favor. Walk away. I don't give a shit. My girlfriend told me I don't want to be with you anymore. What are you going to say? No, you're going to be with me whether you want to or not. And I'm going to kill whoever you go out with. No, I would never do that. I'd be like, bye, even if it hurts. You got to deal with the pain. It's normal for you, pain. If somebody dies in your life and you're going through it, I tell the story all the time. When my girlfriend died and her mother was fucking going through it, her sisters were sticking Xanax and shit in her mouth, and she spit them out. And she said, that's my kid. I need to grieve. You can't make me to God so that I can't, I can't grieve. I need to grieve. It's normal to cry over. It's okay to cry, man. It's okay to freak out and, scream and yell, but just don't quit on life. And don't embrace your depression. You got to try to let that shit go.
Yeah. Anthony D says, Greg, you own the muscle. It's not leased, regardless of the chemicals. The nutrition and training that is consistent. That's true.
100%, Anthony D. I agree with you, and that's why I busted my balls when I was natural for 23 years, and I built a physique, but it's more permanent than these guys. I'm telling you, how many pro bodybuilders we see. Yep. Then when they quit working out, I'm like, holy shit, do you have anything? All those time standing on the Olympia stage, all those hours you put in a gym. And dude, if I saw you on the street, I wouldn't go, oh shit, look, that guy worked out. You would never even know they lifted a weight. You'd be like, that guy worked out. And he was once on the Olympia stage, So it's all drug. Like these kids you see today. You see these young teenage kids, the trend kids, and all these other guys. Dude, let me tell you something. Wait till they have to go off. And they will be forced to go off eventually. You can't stay on that. Trust me. No. And when they do, it's what the fuck happened to him? You're going to keep, you don't keep your muscles, but you'll keep the bald fucking head, all the other little fucking bad liver, all the other little side effects that came with it. That you keep. Yep. You just don't keep the muscle. Okay?
Yep. Natalia said across the board, moderation, across the board in every aspect of
everything. Life. Right. Natalia, you're 100% right. Your body maintains homeostasis, normality. You want to just keep balance. Too much of one thing is no good. I had to learn the hard way, so it's not like I'm a hypocrite,
Steve said, stop reading politics and watching the news. That's a great stress remover.
Yeah, but you know what? in today, you have to be informed. You know what I mean? If you're not informed and you don't know what's going on, it's like that. Do you know what that's like when people say that to me? That's like when you're in a room, you know, and little kid's in a room and he thinks there's a monster and he pulls the sheet over his eyes. It's like, I can't, you know, like, oh, as long as I don't see it, it's okay. It's not there. You know what I mean? You have to be informed. You have to know what's going on, especially today. This next election is going to change our whole lives, have the direction we go in. You know what I'm saying? You already lost a lot of freedoms. Look what happened when COVID hit. They'll do that again with no COVID. You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to leave your house. Remember that guy? Said, Walsh was bad, bro. So
yeah, Windward said the only good stress is sex stress.
Well, just masturbate if you don't have a partner.
TCTC said, yep, anxiety worse than high blood pressure.
Well, anxiety gives you high blood pressure. It can give you high blood pressure. The thing is, it depends on what your source of anxiety is. A lot of guys have relationships that go south and they just can't handle it. People grow together when they're young and they grow apart sometimes when they're older. You have to work on it.
Miss Bell said 1-800 I'm a Momo, Greg's new psychic line.
Yes, Miss Bell. 1-800 1-800 I'm a Momo. I like that.
Natalia, absolutely best podcast going. Thanks, Jeremy. We appreciate it. I hope you feel better with that bicep.
Yes, Jeremy, you take care of that bicep, my brother.
Yes, you do. C said, I agree, Greg, about the Prussian pill thing. When I got it beat up at 14 years old, they tried to put me on that stuff. Ooh, that's young to be putting that stuff, kids on that stuff.
The problem is that can change the chemistry in your brain, and it does something to the metabolism where a lot of people take that stuff, become fat fucks, or they get chugad, and they never can come back from it. It's not good. That's what killed Bob Bonam. Anthony D., you knew Bob Bonam. You know what I'm saying? He was whether people liked him or not, he had a certain way about him, and he was very smart. He ran an incredible gym. He built one of the greatest gyms ever. He's strong and shapely.
Here in Rutherford.
It was the East Coast Gold's gym at one time. It was unbelievable. He is a very smart businessman, a very smart guy. But as soon as he got a little depression over a girl, and he started fucking around with antidepressants, and the first thing it did was destroyed him up there. He started seeing things that weren't there. He started believing in things that weren't really happening, and he wound up taking his own life, all because of that.
Yep. So Brian said, thank you, guys, and Greg. Love all it. Appreciate your support.
Brian, you can hit me anything. You know what to do. You can hit me a private, whatever you want, but don't listen. Stress and shit that you can't control. You stand there and take a hammer and keep beating yourself on the head or punching walls and shit. Now you got a sore hand. You got a hole in the wall. But guess what? Hasn't done anything to change that situation. Whatever it is that pissed you off is still fucked up. So now you got to sit back and you got to be smart about it. And sometimes, like in the movie Risky Business, sometimes you need a pair of Ace sunglasses and you got to put them on and say, what the fuck? Remember Risky Business? Sometimes he would take out them sunglasses. Sometimes you just got to say, what the fuck? And that's it. Yeah. And when you can learn to do that, you know, things will be a lot better.
Windward said he restarted my test DECA cycle today after 3 months. Windward, getting those engines running.
There you go, Winmore. You're going to win the war, Winmore.
Yeah. Anthony D said, George is 100% correct. As we age, we have to change our weight training, do more cardio and stretching.
Yes, Mr. G said that, right? Where is he? Is he still in here? Yeah, he's right. You got to adapt, like the Marines, overcome and adapt. As you get older, you can't, you know, I still train crazy, but I don't train as much. I train twice a week, really, with weights. That's it, you know? And you have to fucking adapt as you get older. You can't start thinking, dude, you know what? I want to go for a show again. For what? So you can go spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on supplements, drugs, some fucking guru, and you're going to get a trophy that don't even cost $100, a $25 trophy? Wow. Your ego needs that shit that much, you know?
Yep. Anthony C said, yes, Greg, Bob was the best guy ever. And he was a nice guy. I was young when I met him. He would yell at a lot of people in the gym.
He had those, but he was a great businessman. Listen, he had ways about it. I'm prejudiced because he's my boy and he was like a brother to me. Okay. But I know that he had prick ways about him. You know, he was very strict with, he would give it a shirt off his back. He used to donate money all the time to different charities. and even animal charities, everything. But if you went against the grain with him, he would tell off God. I mean, you know, he didn't care. You know what I mean? And Larry's kind of the same way.
I'll tell you a quick story about Bob. I was young when I met him. I was like 21, maybe around that age, 20, 21.
Right.
And I was working out there, and I was young, a lot of big guys there. All the big pros were there, the wrestlers were there. And I remember, I don't know who it was, but someone was, I guess, putting down the weights and was like slamming on the ground. He walked right up to him and said, "You're going to take those weights." And the guy was huge. Bob got right in his face and says, "Take those weights and re-rack them right now." And the guy got up and did it.
I saw him. I mean, I could tell you a million stories. You know, I helped him put that gym together. You know, I remember with
Jumbo Elliott.
Jumbo Elliott, right? Jumbo Elliott, right? The football player was in there. He left his weights out. Bob got on a loudspeaker and said, "Jumbo Elliott, put back your weights right now." And Jumbo Elliott came running up to the desk and said, "Why do you do that? Why did you embarrass me like that?" And he said, "You're no different than anybody else in this gym. If I let you leave your weights out and I'm always breaking everybody else's balls to put their weights back, then I look like, you know, you're making me look bad. You know, like I'm showing you favoritism. I don't care if you're on the Giants, Jets, or whatever you are. You know what I mean? You're using those weights, you put them back so somebody else can." That's what Bob was a stickler for. If you followed the rules, Bob left you alone.
Yep.
But if you were one of these guys that try to finagle things or, you know, to leave out weights, he would tell you, "Put back your weights," you know, and he'd embarrass you. And he didn't give a shit. He would get in Mike Tyson's face, which he did, you know, we didn't get Tyson's face, but that time we had the little scrimmage out there with him, you know, with Tyson and his crew. He didn't give a shit. Bob don't care. Bob wouldn't give two shits. Even if he got his ass beaten, his brain, "I'm not going to lose. I'll do whatever. I'll bite your eyes. You know, that's the way he was.
Anthony D said, "Remember the turnbuckle? You had to get in through the gym. Remember that? The turnbuckle was turning." Yeah.
Yeah, I had one in my gym too, but it wasn't. It was just a turnbuckle to slow you down. It wasn't hooked up to a computer.
I do remember Bob, because I was young, and at that time, you know, I'm a young kid, you know, 19, don't have a real job, and I remember I didn't have money for something. He let me go one day as a guest for free. Like he let me say, "Oh, go ahead, just go today." And I was, you know, young kid, so he said, "Just go ahead, just work out, go ahead." And I didn't have the money to pay. I think I was like $2 or $3 short or something. He's like, "Don't worry about it, go."
You caught him on a good day.
Yeah. No, he let me go, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, he was very good like that, but he just didn't. He just tolerated no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he was funny like that. You know, he had his ways, and he believed in a certain way. And if you know, if you're going to play, you have to follow his rules. That's just the way he was.
Anthony said Bob was fair, but firm.
Right, that's Anthony D. You just hit the nail on the head. What Anthony D. just said is exactly the whole thing. He was very firm, but very fair. It's he didn't just pick on people for the sake of it. You had to do something that was like either against the rules or whatever. Then he wouldn't fucking, you know, he would get crazy.
His National
Eastern Classic
proceeds went to Christmas presents for local kids.
Yes, he used to do all of that stuff. He was big with local children. He was big with helping, he was like big with animals. He used to donate money all the time to animal shelters and all that stuff. He had a big heart. He was really good. It's just that he took no shit. And, you know, the side of Larry that I met, Larry's got a big heart and he takes no shit. You know, he was telling me the same thing with the other day. He was telling me how, like, you know, in the gym, he doesn't, you know, he'll tell you, if you fuck around in his gym, fuck around and find out, right? Larry will walk right up to you. "Here's your money now. I don't want you back. I don't give a shit. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I got plenty of other men. Get the fuck out." You know, if you didn't play the way if you broke the rules, you know, and that's the way Bob was. He'd give you your money until you get the fuck out, you know?
CH said, "Greg, did you get the phone number of that famous black model he made out with at the party?"
Oh, Jesus. I didn't get her number, but she's fucking. I don't want her number.
TC said, "I love Bob. He actually yelled at me once.
It was a bad night.
My grandfather was health officer, and he knew him. Wow. Yeah, Bob was. You know, he would yell at people all the time.
Yeah. He would yell at you, but he didn't just yell at you because you walked in. You had to have done something like, I don't know, left something somewhere, tried to walk in without going in it, you know, without putting your hand on that thing that he had or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just say, "You know what, let me yell at this guy." You must have done something. You had to have done something that was either against his rule or, you know, left something somewhere or, you know, I don't know, left weights out or fucking, you know, farted in front of a girl in front or so. I don't know what the hell he did, but, you know, he didn't just yell at you, you know, for the sake of yelling. You know what I mean?
The parking at that gym was horrendous, though. I hated parking.
He went out and fought this guy. Oh my God, he beat the shit out of some biker dude that parked his car there. And they both got arrested. And it was fucking funny. And he beat the shit out of the guy. I mean, he beat him up bad. It was a big biker. And when they both went before the judge, right? The judge said, Bob said you're not allowed to park in a parking lot. The biker's like, fuck you, this, that, the other thing. And Bob's like, this is mine. I pay for this parking lot. You cannot, it's the signs right there. If you're not a member of the gym, get the fuck out. They had a fist fight. The guy hit Bob first, and then Bob just wrecked the shit out of him. Because Bob was a maniac. People didn't know that, but Bob could fight really well. So Bob beat the shit out of him, and they both got arrested. They go before the judge, and the judge said, because Bob pressed charges for trespassing and everything, and the guy pressed charges for Bob beating him up, right? So the judge goes to Bob, you still want to you still want the charges against him for trespassing, right? And Bob goes, yes. And then he said, you said he hit you first. He said, he hit me first. The other guy even admitted he hit him first, right? Then he said to the guy, you still want to counter, you want him to pay because he beat the shit, right? I think Bob knocked his teeth out and everything. So the judge says, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you both in jail, okay? Because you're both two idiots. And then Bob goes, what are you talking about? That's my property. Because listen to me. You had a sign up there. It said, violators will be towed. You should have told the guy and then walk back in the room and just had to, walk back in your gym because there was like a carnival or something up the street. So the guy parked there and was going to walk with his girlfriend. The judge told him, you should have parked. After you told him, you should have just went in the gym, called the tow truck and had him towed out of there. But instead, you had to get out there, start arguing with him. And he turned to the other guy and said, you knew you weren't supposed to park there. You argued back with him. You parked on a guy's property. You hit him you know what? Both of you two deserve to go to jail. So I'm going to put you both in jail unless you both drop the charges and get the fuck out of my court. And they both wound up dropping the charges and he got out. But Bob, Bob had to learn a lesson, Yeah. And I said, Bob, he's right. Why didn't you just go in? It would have been worse. You towed a guy's truck. Now he's got to pay $100 some and find where the fuck his truck is at some gas station somewhere. So but Bob had a temper like that, Yeah.
TC said, my grandfather was the health officer of Bergen County. Anyone from here would probably know possibly. TC, I'm from Bergen County, so whoever he is, let me know his name. I know a lot of people in Bergen County. Vanessa A said, who was it, Greg? Miss Cleo or something like that?
What do you mean?
Who was the girl you hooked up from?
Oh, Jesus. No, it was somebody. I'm not even who it was. Joe knows.
Vanessa A, I know who it is, but
disgusting. It's a famous actor. It's a famous actress singer.
Yes.
Very, very bad.
Yes.
Anthony I'm very ashamed of myself. It's not something that I would brag.
And Greg doesn't get ashamed too often, but he's ashamed of
it. It was a long time ago, and it was.
Yes.
It was very shameful.
Morella said Wendy Williams.
I had to no. I had the worst cold of my life, and she stuck her tongue down my throat. I told her no, and she did it, and we kissed for like fucking a long time. And when I was done, the cold was gone. She must have had something in her spit. She was fucking Lee, and if I told you it was, you'd be like.
Anthony said, "Greg, remember Bob had the first ever pendulum squat machine?
Yes. Holy shit, that was made for him. Yeah. Oh yeah, that. It was a slingshot squat machine. I think that's what they called it. I think it was called a slingshot. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a big monstrosity. You know what I mean? See, I just like basic machine. I don't like all too funky like that. But Bob loved that thing.
Yeah. And Greg, that's where me and you actually were talking, where you actually remember me from. When me strong and shapely in the parking lot.
Yeah. No, I remember. Yeah, I met you in the parking lot. Yeah, I totally remember. I was parked in the front, right by where the awning is. A couple spots down towards the road. I remember exactly. Yeah.
That's when we started talking and hanging out more, and you were talking to me like, "Hey, what's up?" We were talking.
You know me. I think I was late going to that gym for an event.
You were 100% late. You're never on time.
I was always late.
You're always late. Always late.
Oh my!
Like, they'll be here by 1 o'clock. I'm like, it's 2:30.
Oh, I used to drive him crazy. Oh, with that shit. Yeah.
I'm sure you did. Natalie said, "Is it Whoopi?" No, it's not Whoopi.
No. It's bad like that though. It's pretty much in her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's bad like that. Very bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Bad. It's that bad. It's not her, but it's that. It's a parallel.
Miss Bell said Wendy Williams is a handsome and good guy.
Wendy Williams was a nice guy.
Remember Bob had the first ever pendulum squat machine?
Yeah, look, we just talked about that like 5 minutes ago.
John Mancini said, "Did you guys see what LeBron did to a fan?" Yes, I did.
Yes. Yeah, a little white kid. He told him. Yeah, LeBron's a savage. I don't like him anyway. You know what I'm saying? I never liked LeBron James. He's a savage. He just
That's a positive word now.
What?
That word is a positive thing today.
Okay, thanks. Get your own podcast.
Windward Attack said, "Mama Kin will cure your cold."
Mama Kid will. Yeah, this was bad. Trust me.
Mr. G said, "Bob lost his purpose. The pills killed him, and the psychiatrists who don't know what they're doing to him made things up."
Yeah, what happens, George is right. What happens is one of the side effects of antidepressants is depression and suicidal thoughts. And
Correct.
He had both. You know, I mean, he was bad when I was talking to him. You know, I talked to him the day before he did it. He told me, "I love you. There's nothing you can do." And I tried to stop him, but I couldn't. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure if he was serious, but I realized he was serious because he tried to do it a bunch of times, and he fucking broke the bone in his neck, broke his wrist, and trying to kill himself. It was not good. But he was very depressed. You know what I'm saying? And for no reason. I mean, he had girlfriend problems. You guys, everybody has girlfriend problems, and if you guys don't realize, you can't. If a girl don't want to be with you, she don't want to be with you. Okay, you're depressed over it, but move on.com. It's not the end of the world. In your mind, I'll never meet another one. Bullshit. Okay. We've all said that, and we've got another one. She's probably not your first girlfriend. But the thing is, you got to, there's nothing you could do. You can't force somebody to love me. No, you're going to love me. Yeah. You got to put something in your workout, into your relationship. You have to put something in. You can't just be together and think like, well, when you don't do anything with her, or you guys aren't, you got to be together. She's got to be your best friend. Otherwise, you're doomed. I don't give a shit how, you can't fuck all the time too. That's not, you're only in much of a relationship. If you can't stand each other out of the bedroom, it's bad. And then some people have it the opposite way. If there's no intimacy, then that's also done.
Yep. John Scuderi said, "What's up, fellas? Did you see the?"
Hey, John, how you doing?
Mark,
how's it going?
Dave posted. Yeah, John, I saw that. You don't want to get in the middle.
I don't need the 2 cents. Shut up. Yes, we did see it. She's telling me not say anything about it because I don't want to. You know what it is, John? I don't want to get in the middle of that. I do not want to get in the middle of that one. You know what I mean? I love Dave. He's my friend. I'm very good friends with the Globeliner too. I don't want to get in the middle. I'll let them handle that stuff. I'm going to let them handle that. I love and respect Dave. I'm closer with Dave, obviously, but I like Mark Globeliner. We've known each other a long time. We talk. I have no problems with it. Those two guys just, it is what it is. Those two guys are going to have to.
No, John, we don't want to get in the middle of it because Greg will get blamed for it no matter what.
They blame John, somehow or other, I'll be the bad guy in that whole thing. Yeah. And the whole focus will be taken off all of them. And then it's like, holy shit, what a wreck. Valentino.
They'll start everything with Greg.
Yeah. I have nothing to gain and everything to lose.
My brother actually said happy anniversary and sent a $100 super chat. Thank you, George.
All right. Thank you, George.
Greg, I'll send you over something today later.
Thank you, Joe. George, George, congratulations to you. I gave you big congratulations on Instagram. Yeah. You made it from a year ago with a Momo like me, starting your first podcast, and now you're with Dana White and people like that. Ring Magazine, a fucking Teddy Atlas. You guys are going to that dinner. There's every boxer and his brothers at that dinner, from Vander Holyfield type guy, all these different people. I mean, you did a great job. Congratulations. And you got so much.
That was all because of you. You started that with us.
Yeah, but what's funny? It's people don't realize. It's not like George just went to a show and met like Dana White. No. He was with Dana White in his office, at his house. So they're going to like dinner together. They're hanging out together. He's with him for days, not like, for 5 minutes. Can I get a picture with you? Like, here's a picture, and that's it. No,
he was in the UFC office.
He was in the
gun
UFC
collection
office.
and everything.
They were doing all that. They're showing each other shit, and they got along, bro. They went to dinner. It was talked about everything under the sun. So and they saw each other more than once. So I'm just saying, they were hanging out. It's not like and they were talking business and all kinds of stuff. So it's not like Oh wait, we forgot. It's George's wedding anniversary too. Happy anniversary!
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Come on, what kind of brother are you?
We're showing our polls. I don't know what our polls are.
George, what kind of big brother is that? He should have said happy anniversary first. Come on. George is gonna box you now.
Yeah. Happy anniversary. Yes. When we're attacked, said I'm drinking a 24-ounce of Rock Guts Steel Reserve 8%. Gregg's beer for Gregg's birthday tonight. I need another.
Thank you. The only kind of beer I drink is right here. Diet.
Yes, that's the only one you drink. Everything. Right now, I have something I'm going to tell you exclusive that no one else knows.
What's that?
Okay, I'm going to tell you something. On this Tuesday, and I'm going to let share with it. I'll be auditioning for a movie.
Oh, really? What movie?
Happy Gilmore 2 with Adam Sandler.
Wow, Happy Gilmore 2.
It's in Morristown.
Oh, really?
Yes, one of my friends reached out to me and said, "Hey, they're looking for a role that I'll be an extra or whatever, but I'll be in the background." So I got to go to Morristown on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Gilmore 2, the sequel.
A background scene or something?
Yeah, they're doing a background scene and everything. Because my
Monday, I'm doing another part of the Generation Iron film that they're doing. Oh fuck! I never called that guy back today. Ooh,
you're fucked.
No, I talked to Vlad last night, but I'm supposed to call back. Oh, she's hysterical. I'm September. What?
The September timeline.
What's September timeline?
For the guy from Europe.
I'll forget that. Jesus. Get your own podcast. She's talking really. No, because I have to do something for this. I did this video for this German TV, big German TV show, and this famous guy, I forgot his name. Anyway, I gotta do this thing for them. You know what I'm saying? For this German TV show. It's a shout out to this big super celebrity guy. God bless you. But Jesus. And so I gotta do that. Joe, did you know that I did the and I think it was 2000.
Thanks, John. John Scuderi said thank you. Congrats.
Oh, John. Yeah, John, what's that? Yeah, thank you, John. How you doing, man? My brother, my Italian brother, John Scuderi. Yeah, I did this thing for I think I told you. This is one of the things, I don't know if this is on my resume or not, but I did Gloucesbury. I did for the U2, the band U2. They took the footage of me. They bought it from me. I don't remember how much they charged. It wasn't much. I don't even know if it was $100, but they used that footage of me, and it was for a song on that Gloucesbury concert that they did. So they could put that on my. They reached out to me, U2. They're a bunch of liberals, so I don't like them.
That's really good. Thank you, Jeremy. Good luck. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. See what happens on Tuesday, but we'll see.
What's the name of it? What's it? Ferris Bueller? Or no?
No, it's Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Adam Sandler movie.
Is he really doing another Happy Gilmore?
He is. He is.
Oh,
he is.
I just saw him on Joe Rogan. He was
on Joe Rogan. Yes.
He looked a little old, but
he's doing another one. They're getting everyone together in Morristown in New Jersey here. And my friend told me to go and looking for a role like a cop-looking person, and so I got to go there to audition for it and see what happens. I don't know if I'll get it, but we'll see.
Yeah, but listen, you have fun.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. My brother said we should audition for Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, now we take back our congratulations. Well, you got to be nice because he'll shut down your podcast right now. So we have technical difficulties.
Well, George, we got a new intro coming and everything for the show and everything for our George is working on that. Best of luck, Joe, on the audition. Thank you, Anthony. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes on Tuesday.
Wait, John Scuderi said he wants to know if my girlfriend likes treat-based tacos. Tacos? What is that?
Or menudo. Does she like menudo?
No, she doesn't like menudo. She likes all that.
I do like that.
You do like? Wait, what do you like? Oh, tripe.
No,
she doesn't like menudo, but she likes the tripe. I know, tripe. In Italian, it's tripe. These Mexicans, though, she'll eat anything. She'll eat like grasshopper taco and shit like that, like fried chapalinos. You know what I mean? And it's disgusting. She'll eat anything. See, I won't. She's the total opposite of me. You know that, Joe. She's got a gallon jug of hot sauce here. She eats like the ghost peppers. She'll eat all that shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't eat it, but I eat it by proxy when I eat her ass.
Oh, God.
I eat it by proxy by eating her ass. If that ass is spicy, if the fucking spicy ass, then I know. Did you eat them fucking ghost peppers today? My tongue's burning. No, I'm kidding. But
Windward said, "Hey, Greg, did you ever find and fix discarded flat screen TVs and stereo equipment for resale?"
What are you handing me? She's handing me these fucking hot peppers. Fucking that she's chili. I don't know. Goya. Fucking eats all this shit. She's handing me all this fucking hot pepper shit.
She likes smoky ice cream.
Bro, she'll cook that shit, like in a boil that shit, and it's in the fucking air. And I'm like, holy shit, my fucking nose is burning. Now my eyes are fucking, I'm like, what the fuck you doing? I feel like the fly. My eyes are all burning. They're sticking out like this. I gotta open it. I tell her, don't cook that shit in here because it gets into steam. You know, she boils that. These fucking ghost pepper shit, they're dry. And the fucking thing will be like in the air, you know? And I'm like, you know? John Scuderi likes that too. Not mine. Not me, man. That.
Laguna tacos.
Joe, you don't like spicy, right? I think Morella said you don't really like spicy.
I don't like
right?
spicy. No, I don't like spicy stuff at all.
Oh man, no, dude. Black pepper on the table. You know, like if I put a teeny bit of that on some steak or something like that, that's like to me, that's like the ultimate spice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My girlfriend said, "You're a pussy." Black pepper. You know what I mean? Like that. You know, her and her family, they sit here with her mother. You know, mother sits here like Jabba the Hutt, and they fucking sit here, and she's eating the fucking and father. And they're actually all three of them are dripping sweat. And my girlfriend doesn't drip sweat, really. She eats them better than her parents. But they're sitting there fucking sweats dripping, their noses running to shit because the hot pepper shit that they eating. And then later, the fucking airs with like hot pepper breath and shit. It's like fucking.
Woodward said, Joe, ask him the question again. The ghost pepper blocked.
What happened?
About the TV thing. Do you ever get the TV stuff? That is what I said I do.
Do you ever find the discarded flat screen TVs, screen equipment for
resale?
Resale. Yeah, we find flats. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many flat screen TVs we have in this house? Jesus Christ. Every size you can imagine. We got a ton of them here. Yeah, she finds them all. We find them all the time. Why, you need a flat screen TV? We got them.
John Mancini said, imagine your mother-in-law blowing a fart from those peppers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. My mother-in-law's fart, forget about it. It would be like, she'll blow up the toilet. It's fucking, forget about it, bro. It's bad. I sit there like this at the table, and the mother-in-law usually sits like I sit here. The mother-in-law is usually to my left, and the father's over here, and then Lucia's to the right. And I'm looking at the three of them like this, and they're fucking sitting there eating those ghost peppers. And the father's got tears coming down his eyes like this, and then in the nose, like it's a little dripping and shit. And it fucking drip hanging off the end, and drip hanging off the chin. And then looking at the mother, and there's drip off her mustache and her fucking beard and shit, you know. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, oh my God. And I look at my girlfriend. My girlfriend doesn't sweat. I don't like that sweat. I don't know. She so she'll eat that shit, but it's like, you can see her like sometimes her eyes are tearing. I'm like, what the fuck do you people? What will you find? It's like battery acid. What in God's name do you find pleasurable about that? What? They'll put it on everything. You have nice fried egg or something like that with bacon. There you go with that shit on there. It's not hot sauce. It's this shit that they make. They blend the peppers and the ghost peppers and all shit. They blend it and make this fucking goop. I don't even know what the hell it is. And then they pour it on. It's fucking green or gray or orange, like the ghost pepper shit. And they put that shit on there. And I'm like this. And then sometimes it gets to me. I'm not even eating that shit. It's in the fucking air. You know what I mean? And if I touch something and then all of a sudden I go like this or something, you wipe your nose because I'm Italian. We pick our nose a lot, you know? And then I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my God, what did I touch? You can't touch anything in here because that shit's in the air. You know what I mean?
It cures constipation, Miss Bell.
Oh my God. Who the fuck? What do you get out of eating that shit, though?
I don't know.
You know, they eat the mother would eat that Chapelinos, the fucking bag of like fried grasshoppers.
Yes.
Who the fuck wants to eat bugs, you know?
Yeah.
Holy
said, let's see a
shit.
picture of your mother-in-law. Natalia said, let's see a picture of your mother-in-law.
If I did, they'd freak out if I ever put that up there. She's
You've seen her. She was in Star Wars.
but, she's the Yeti. Whenever you see, like, when they say they don't believe that Bigfoot exists, Bigfoot sat right here at this table and ate fucking ghost pepper shit with me. You know what I'm saying? Bigfoot exists. The only thing is Bigfoot ain't 8 feet. It's like he, meaning she, is like fucking 4 fucking 10, 4'11", at 300 fucking pounds. You know what I mean? With big back tits. The tits on the back are bigger than the tits in the front. And then skinny legs. What's with the fucking chubby Mexican chicks? All the fucking girls. You know, I'm lucky my girlfriend's skinny. But the rest of them, you know, when they're fat, they all have the skinny legs like SpongeBob. You know what I mean? Look like this and then SpongeBob. I'm like, what the fuck? Look at
Mr. G said, did you see the breakdancer from Australia?
Oh, my God. That was... Dude, everything's in the Olympics right now. What the hell are they doing?
Everything's in the Olympics. I don't get it.
The break, didn't that shit end in like 1981 and 82? That was like the late 70s, early 80s, you know?
80s breakdancing was over, you know?
With the ghetto savages over there throwing down like the cardboard. Remember
the cardboard, the big boom box.
You know, doing that stupid shit and then fucking spinning around and everything.
With the kangaroo hats and the big...
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you know, Jesus Christ. Natalia said, I don't believe you, Greg.
What do you believe? Trust me. You can ask my girlfriend. Her mother's a nice guy.
Natalia said she's probably very nice lady.
No, she's not. I told you it's a couple months ago. She tells my girlfriend can't say no to her. And she goes to my girlfriend, send me a picture of your license. And next thing I know, I hear my girlfriend in the next room, son of a bitch. And I'm like, what's the matter? And she goes, my mother just took a picture of my license. She sent her, Lucia sent her a picture of her license. And her mother posted it on Facebook. Now, the mother's got all these fucking immigrants, you know, because they're Mexican. Her mother's illegal. How many times her mother's been thrown out of the country and it keeps coming back? We can't keep her over in Mexico. They don't want her over there either. They're like, no, you take her. And we're like, no, you take her back. Even a father, when a mother's not around.
Get over the wall.
Huh?
Get over the wall. How does she get over the wall?
She'll climb up that wall. The wall will fucking go. Like a ladder that falls. She fucking goes. So my girlfriend's like, yeah, she posted my license on her fucking Facebook. And I said, what? You know, because here's my girlfriend's license. Like, you could read her name, everything, you know, and her, you know, all the bullshit. And I'm like, yo, now there's probably like 20 different Lucias walking around. You know what I mean? Which, you know, with your name, your fucking, you know, your birth date, all this shit. I said, what's wrong with your mother? Well, why would she? First of all, why'd you send her the picture? Didn't you ask her? Didn't you say to your mother, what do you want? Why would you want a picture of my license? Like, what are you going to do with it? What for? She goes, no, I don't know. You know, I don't want to question her. I'm like, you didn't want to fucking question her. Are you fucking crazy? Then you deserve that. You know, so now there's like fucking all these probably immigrants, you know, with the same fucking ID. It's her ID. I told her, and the mother's like, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't realize I posted it. How do you not realize that you posted that? And what did you want it for?
Yeah.
You fuck. She probably sold it and shit like that. She's shady. She probably sold. She probably got old and stuff. Let me make money, sell my kids' fucking ID to all these fucking savages coming over the border. Whatever.
Belle said that she thought it was a seizure contest with the breakdancer.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, Miss Bell. It was pretty bad. That shit was like funny. You know what I mean? It was funny.
Yeah. Let's see. One more say. What do you say?
Let's see. I can get pictures of it, but I'm not going to post any of that shit. I'm not getting in trouble. I am not getting in trouble.
You might turn to stone. You might turn to stone.
Oh my God. I don't want to hear shit from that one or her mother or whatever, her sisters. I don't want to hear any of that shit. I would get.
Jeremy said, Greg, tell the story when your mother-in-law farted in the mall at the shoe store.
Oh my God. Dude, she farts in it. you know how many times she's done shit like that? She didn't just fart in a shoe store. She shit in a fucking. She shit her pants in a fucking like a dollar store, but it wasn't Dollar Tree. It was like a regular dollar store, and she shit her pants, and she threw a fucking a jar of like I don't know, was it pickles or fucking whatever on the floor, so that they would all go in that aisle and try to pick that shit up, so they didn't smell what she did. She's like, "Me cagué," meaning I shit myself. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh no, now I gotta have that shit in my car. I gotta drive back with my head out the fucking window and stuff. You have no idea. They're savages.
Wow.
I tell you, there's so many stories. I've got a list like this. I mean, I could sit here with a list of fucking. I gotta write them all down and then go, okay, which one do I want to tell? This one, this one, this one. I got a great one that I'll tell you, which involves a fart, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you won't believe it. You'll be like, no way, that can't be true. It's true. I'll bring in a person who. It's unbelievable. She's unbelievable. She's unbelievable.
Well, Greg, I want to wrap things up and thank everyone in the chat. Thank John Scuderi, TCTC, Miss Bell, like always, John Mancini, our boy, Vanessa A. C. Windward Attack, D, Brian Pablo, of course, Jeremy, our boy, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. We had a fun time tonight. Great stories. I want to say hello again. Happy anniversary to my brother. We start more things happening. Good show today, Greg.
Thank you. Great show, guys. And
thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, don't stress shit, guys. Note to self: stop stressing shit. Because otherwise you're dragging a big fucking rock around with you.
You got it.
All right,
Greg. I'll talk to you. I love you.
I love you guys, man. Thank you.
You got it, brother.